start by saying I'm a fairly big fan of yours. Been watching you for a while. And
you and my mom.
I tell you what.
Beautiful.
Kind of going along with it, but a side note too, I wanted to ask you, what is your thoughts and a brief summary of the intertestamental dispensation? Why did God choose to stay silent for those 400 years? And is there any other historically accurate references that we can go to outside the Apocrypha?
As to what happened in the intertestamental period?
Yes, sir.
Well, you mentioned the Apocrypha, like 1st and 2nd Maccabees, which Roman Catholics put in the Old Testament, but the Jews didn't have in their Old Testament. That is thought to be pretty accurate history, actually, 1st and 2nd Maccabees. Do I know of other writings at the time? Well, Josephus talked about the Jewish wars, and he probably referred to the time when Antiochus Epiphanes in 160 or so BC sacrificed a pig on the altar, and then Judas Maccabeus and his sons took everything back. That's where you get the celebration of Hanukkah, by the way. So yeah, there's other writings at the time. I'm not an expert in that realm. If you are more interested in that, I mean, if you email me, I can do some research. Or I mean, what's the reason for the question?
Just more a personal interest than anything else on why God would have chosen to stay silent for those 400 years.
Why would he choose to go silent for those 400 years? Well, he's just waiting for the Messiah to come. Now, God doesn't have to wait. He's outside of time. We're waiting. But he knew the Messiah was going to come at the right time 400 years later, and there's a number of reasons for why Jesus came at that time. One reason is because you pretty much had a universal language, Koine Greek. You also had the Roman road system, and you had the Romans in charge, so you didn't have a lot of war at the time, so the gospel could spread very easily. So there are a number of factors that led to the gospel coming at that time rather than any other time. You had Hellenization, meaning the Greek language had gone and Greek customs had gone all over the Roman Empire.
So you think that it was just more of a or less of a change of culture, that it was waiting for a certain things to be set up before the return of Christ for the first time?
Well,
return, but like coming of Christ.
I would stand on the shoulders of a guy like Paul Meyer, who is a recently retired professor from the University of Western Michigan, who wrote a book called In the Fullness of Time. And his point is that everything converged in the first century to make it the best time for the gospel, the best time for Christ to come and rise from the dead, and so the message could spread.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Great question, Isaiah Christian. Way to go.